Hello guys and welcome to information apparently. Hello guys and welcome. Tapaki plays a cold love story. This, I'm just gonna be safe about that real quick. This game is a visual novel based off of a story that a very good narrator on YouTube did. Scary story time with Lilium? I can't pronounce his name right. But he actually wrote this story, the story that the game's based off of, and he also made the game itself. By the way, that's fucking awesome and very interesting that someone actually went out of their way to make a story for YouTube to narrate on YouTube, and let alone to continue it on making a visual novel off of that. And I believe I don't know if he said he did it all on his own. He may have had help with a couple of his friends or something like that. But actually, from what I've seen, I've only seen like screenshots and a couple like video files of it from him presenting it. But it looks really interesting. It looks like it could be a little fun. So here we go. Let's just jump right in. I sent the text to my friend Max. Did you at school? A cold love story. The bus was already 20 minutes late. It was late November, and it was cold. So damn cold. My eyes burned against the outside air, and each time that wow, fuck, already messing up. I should probably take a drink of my drink, which I should have done while everything was configuring. My eyes burned against the outside air, and each intake of breath was like swallowing razor blades. Everything was dim, tinted a dull blue, and still, eerily still. Wow, alright, good job, me. And all was eerily still, seemingly frozen in time. Mercury in the thermometers had settled to the bottom, stagnant and crystalline. I could see my breath as it shimmered against the thin air, warping and climbing upwards, in despair before vanishing. Even the trees, long dead, with crooked, empty limbs, appearing to be shaking against the cold. Frost and ice glinted sharply in the faded sunlight, clinging on and threatening to overtake the trees. The occasional glimmer of sunlight seemed so distant, its hazy blue glow so utterly small and insignificant against the frozen vastness. The crunch of snow could be heard as I walked, a crisp, sharp sound cutting through what was otherwise dead silence. I stopped for a minute. It seemed as if I was the only one in this world. A world of cold, of stillness, of nothingness. Neither the heat of a friend nor the joy of their company existed here. I was taking a note of all this with my eyes closed, so as the keep from freezing. Oh, as to keep them from freezing. I can English, I swear, guys. Fuck. When I began to hear the crunching of snow. Huh? Sarah. Strange for her to be late. I always met her at the bus stop, or at least had been for the past week or so. I was glad of it, too. I used to hang out with my good friend Jenna, but she hadn't been showing up for the past week. And now it was just Sarah keeping me company. She was absolutely beautiful, sweet and funny too, but for some reason, I mean, look at her. Look at her, she's so cute. Oh, she's walking. The video file's not really fucking working on my computer. I get that it's supposed to be, everything's supposed to be animated. I mean, kind of like this. There you go. Sort of, little hiccups. A little bit of hiccups, but, you know, that's probably my computer fucking up, not the game fucking up. Never really saw her with any friends. I suppose this was because she just moved here to Colorado. That, and because all the guys I knew were too afraid to even talk to her. I guess that's why she stuck with me all the time. In fact, she actually seemed extremely lonely. Interesting. Oh shit! I'm staring at her. Wave awkwardly and say hello. Hey. Hi, John. So, weather, right? Good one, John. It's good to see you, John. Good to see... Whoa, wait, what? Sarah, are you just wearing a t-shirt and shorts? Is she insane? Did you say it's a 20-minute walk from your house to the bus stop? Did you not have time to grab a coat? Here, take my coat. You're a cutie. You're crazy. Please take this. You're too sweet. Thank you. Sure. Happy to help, Sarah, but what's gotten into you? Bus is already really late. It might not be coming at all. You have plenty of time to get a coat. No, I wanted to use your coat. I have no idea what to say to that. She never acted like this before. Why is she being so weird all of a sudden? Sarah. Hey, yo, Sarah. What's with all the... why are you acting different? What? I'm not acting different. What is it you mean? It's just... well, don't you think you're acting a bit... strange? Not really. Why? Why do you say that, John? You're right. Just, I'm sorry, forget it. I'm just tired, I guess. Sorry, forget about it. No, won't you be cold now? Her hand forcefully grabbed mine. My mouth moved, but words were nowhere to be found. It's okay. I'll just freeze to death. No. No. She began taking off my coat in horror, meaning to give it back. Wait, I cried in panic. I was joking. I grabbed her arms and tried to stop her. The instant my hands closed around her, her face flushed bright red. She stopped in her tracks. Oh. Oh. Sarah? I let go of her instantly. Her sudden grin was so horrific and out of place, I could feel my skin blast her with ice. It crawled across her face like a disease, eating away at her flesh and peeling back cold lips. Where the hell did this come from? It's incredibly disturbing. So much that I began to sweat despite the cold. I had to do something. Anything. to get rid of this ghastly expression. Comment about the weather. Demand that she stopped. Ask if she's excited for school. How about the weather? So, pretty crazy storm, right? Storm? She questioned it, straight face, eyes returning to focus. Yeah, I suppose. That must be why the bus isn't coming. It's been too long. Where is it? It must be a snow day. Yeah, you're right. But I should have gotten an email. Strange that it didn't get through to me. That's when I saw it. A faint grin beginning to carve out her face again. Sheepish, wow, and hidden. Wait, did you... I wouldn't have been able to see you if you knew there was no school. That twisted grin continued to stretch across her face further and further, eating away at her pale skin. The wind howled, and crystalline needles bit at my exposed skin. Suddenly she laughed, grabbing onto my waist. You better stay close, otherwise you'll catch a cold. My mind was in full retreat mode now as I began backing up. I tried to wiggle free from her grasp, saying, yeah, I, in any situation like this where there's a murderous hot girl trying to kill me, I think, or just trying to be super fucking creepy, I think the smartest thing to do would have to be remain calm. She snuggled in closer and closed her eyes as I tried to steady my breathing. My hands were in the air, my body rigid and taut as my heart convulsed with unease. I drew several shaky breaths and looked down at her. Her smile now appeared rather peaceful. Was this really all that bad? A lot of guys I knew would have done anything to be in this position. She just wanted to see me, was all. Yeah, it was actually kinda sweet of her. A bit. A little drastic. That's when I saw the dark crimson stains on her legs. Is that blood? Let's go to your house, she suddenly squealed, ignoring my horror. Don't you need your coats? I'll take them for you. Push her back and demand an explanation. Carefully ask what the substance is. Ignore the substance and agree. Fuck. Carefully ask what the substance is. Hey, Sarah, please just tell me if that's blood on you. You're really worrying me. It's not. I'm just gonna roll with that. Oh, alright. Still a bit concerned, but I trust you. We're friends after all. And we can't stay out here forever. We'll freeze to death. Makes me nervous, but if you really want to come over, I won't be able to stop you. I began walking hesitantly. I felt sick, torn between concern and fear. But surely, she was just having an off day. Also covered in blood, you know. Blood. Life force. Blood. Or messing with me in a cruel, really drawn out joke. There was an explanation here somewhere. Being suspicious of her was getting me nowhere. She clung to me tightly as we walked. I tried desperately not to shiver to send her into another episode. We were nearly to my driveway when my phone suddenly buzzed. It emitted a soft ding. Stealing a glance at the screen in my pocket, I could see it was Max. He finally texted me back. Let's look at that message. I slowly wiggled the phone from my pocket and left with my left hand as my right was still in Sarah's vice grip. I was still walking as I brought the phone up when I suddenly jerked back, almost losing my balance on the slick ice. I turned around to see that Sarah had stopped cold. Her hand gripped so tight around my own that I could almost hear the bones breaking. I let out a gasp of pain and tried to pull my hand free, but she wouldn't allow it. "Who's that?" Her usual cheer was all but gone from her face. I kind of really want to, like, I know that, I already know, like, the ending of this story, but apparently this has different endings, and I kind of want to get them all, but obviously I'm not going to get them all in one go. So I'm just going to read the message. It's Max, my friend. I drew a breath, still cringing in pain as I opened the message from him. He was telling me about... My blood froze. I stared at the screen as my chest tightened. Telling you what? I turned to look at her, my hands beginning to shake, having nothing to do with the cold. My face showed my horror and confusion, but if she saw, she didn't let on. I can feel her chilling gaze stabbing at my numb skin. Telling you what, John? Uh, just about how much he likes snow. Slowly her cute face appeared, and her grip lightened as she smiled at me. We began walking again. What do you think of him? There was still a hint of malice in her quiet voice. What? Max. Is he a good friend of yours? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've known him for a while is all. Her hands slowly balled into tight fists, nearly crushing my own hand as she muttered something under her breath. That's when she turned into my driveway and started walking down, leading me. How did she know where to turn? How did she know this was my driveway? I yanked my hand away from hers with all my might. Sarah, where's the bus? She looked devastated, staring at her empty hands, not saying a word. Her irises shook slightly, her face becoming hollow, whatever color she had disintegrating into a gray slag. Where the hell is the bus, Sarah? Why didn't it ever come? No school today. She muttered to herself, eyes once again distant and dimmed as she fumbled around trying to reach for my hands blindly. Yes, we do, Sarah. We do have school. The bus should have been at the bus stop, but it never came. I wanted just the two of us. And why do you have your backpack if you weren't planning on going to school? How do you know where I live? She chose to ignore all of this and instead found my hands again, gripping them tightly and smiling crookedly. In the most unnatural way. She didn't seem to be feeling emotions and yet carved them into her face all the same. It was as if she was trying to imitate expressions that she had seen others express. Fuck. Blech, words. I took a few long breaths and tried to calm myself down. I'm cold. We should go inside. My lungs were weak, were shaky and weak. My breath's doing very little as I talked to myself. It must have been a misunderstanding. I'm not even sure if I believed that myself, but it was better than thinking the alternatives. People didn't snap like this. There was going to be more going on here. And pushing Sarah away wasn't going to get me any closer to an answer. And besides, I was actually going to freeze out to death out here. Hey, gosh, Sarah, I'm sorry. This whole day has been a bit weird, I guess. I keep thinking... spelling typo! There's a typo. Oh my god. Thinking strange thoughts, like I'm paranoid or something. I don't even understand it, but you don't deserve to be treated that way. I know you've been having trouble fitting in at school. The last thing you need is me acting strange. I'm sorry. Listen, Sarah. Thanks. Thanks for being with me today. It would certainly be cold with or without you, but at least this way it's not boring. I like hanging out with you. So, thanks, and I'm sorry. My heart warmed as I saw her face shift ever so slightly. As if walking from a dream, her eyes glanced around, taking in her surroundings for the first time. Her sunken... Oh, that's the music. It startled me because I thought I had my phone going off for a second. Her sunken, lifeless features slowly embed as all away as, for the first time today. A believable smile flickered into view, one that didn't appear forced or fueled by delusions. No, no problem, John. Thank you. Backstory. Hey, Sarah. Yeah? Could you maybe tell me a little bit about yourself? What? You don't have to, but I just want to maybe know a little more about you, I guess. Oh, okay, John. I don't like talking about it, but I can give you some drawings. No, I'm not very good. Promise me you won't look at them until later. Ooh, this is actually different from the story. I promise. It's gonna both successful in work and in life. Um, Fuck, this is my computer just fucking with the video files. God damn it. Okay, I really hope there was not more than that. Okay, Sarah, I'll just put these in my backpack for now. I'll look at them later. Thank you, John. As we began down the driveway into my house, I looked at her and took a heavy breath, calming my nerves. I hope that her strange behavior had subsided for good. We trudged through the softly accumulating snow. I had been too lazy to shovel it, with my parents having left for Hawaii a week ago. Ironically, as much as it pissed me off to imagine them on a beach while I was stuck here, I was insanely glad that neither of them would be home for a few days, so I wouldn't have to explain Sarah to them. We reached the door and I fumbled for my key. I finally grasped it, unlocking the door, and jumped inside before too much warm air escaped into the bitter cold. I immediately started up a fire, not really realizing how cold I had been until that moment. Excuse me. I looked over at Sarah, taking off the jackets and folding them neatly before placing them gingerly by the entrance. Her movements were strained, her spindly limbs tired and weak. She appeared to have a normal mental state for now. But as she finished up, and her eyes glanced at me, I couldn't help but feel tense a little. "Hey, Sarah?" My heart had begun to pound, distrust and fear suddenly reclaiming me. What if? Did she know where my room was? That might be a way to check on whether or not I'm overreacting. Could you maybe go to my room and grab me a hoodie? Anything for John! She cried with a big smile, turning to go. She took several steps further into the house. Her pale form walked deliberately at first, but her pace gradually devolved into a strained, staggering motion before she eventually came to a complete halt. Still facing away from me, with her icy voice quietly seeped out. "But I don't know where your room is." I felt a huge wave of relief. Thank God. I felt bad for ever doubting her, for giving her such a dumb test. Sorry, it's just right up this. I suddenly stopped myself. You know what? I'll just get it myself. I need to stop being so lazy anyways. What's wrong with me? Apparently I still felt like I couldn't trust her, but I couldn't stop myself. I didn't believe her. I wanted to know if there was really no school. I wanted to know why she had begun acting so strange. The only thing holding me back was the fear of such a question bringing back that other smile, that deranged face. Alright then, I will be right back then. I ran quickly. I quickly ran up the stairs into my room. I grabbed my doorknob, only to recoil in shock. It was freezing. I could feel a draft of frozen air seeping out from under my door. I gingerly grabbed the handle with my fingertips and slowly opened it, letting loose a blast of frigid air. I felt like a window had been left open. Now that I thought about it, I remembered my room being freezing that morning as well, and really quite drafty for the past week. I checked the windows. Nothing. All the windows were closed tight. Ugh. I would probably just have to sleep downstairs by the fire until I figured out the problem. I quickly grabbed my hoodie and closed the door to my room. I walked back downstairs. Sarah was gone. Hey, Sarah? Where the hell did she go? Hello? A sudden clattering sound resounded from the kitchen. My heart spasmed at the sudden noise, my hand rushing to clutch at my chest. Why would I check my room again? What? Check the kitchen. I cautionally walked towards the kitchen, my heart pounding despite my attempts to control it. There was no one inside. My eyes narrowed. Was that a pan on the floor? That must have been what caused the sound. Hey, Sarah? Sarah, hello? Where are you? No response. I hesitantly peered back into the living room, walking slowly. Where the hell was she? That's when I suddenly heard someone descending the stairs. I whirled around to see Sarah bounding down them, slinging her backpack over her shoulder. It seemed to be empty now. What the hell? Where had she even come from? What had she done? Hey, sir, what the hell is in your backpack? What did you just take out of it now? It's a surprise, John. Her smile flashed across her face, once again appearing wrong. That won't cut it. I want to know what you have in there. It won't. I don't want a surprise. Explain yourself. You're ruining it, John. I wanted you to be surprised. It's something that will make you happy, I swear. Do I really have to ruin it? Yes. Of course, Sarah. Tell me. It's our bus drive. What? I brought her over here just for you. What? What do you mean? My backpack isn't very big, John. Ah, that's loud. I couldn't quite take all of her. Jesus, I'm bumping my mic. You like faces, right, John? I usually remove the face so they can't look at me. But you like the way they look, don't you? At you, don't you, John? Just how I like the way you look at me. So I brought that back for you. I'm sorry I ruined the surprise for you. What do you think, John? What do you think? Oh, jeez, there's a lot of options here. Fuck, I'm trying to remember the anime's name. For that really, like, crazy psychopathic girl that is, like, a crush on this one guy. I think her name was, like, Yuno or something. I don't know, it's... fuck, I haven't watched that anime in, like, ever. Like, and I never really finished it either, but... dots. A sudden sharp crack slashed my vision to black. The world exploded in warmth, vile, boiling warmth. I coughed, finding that nothing but more warm liquid rushed to my lips. The rush of short-lived warmth rapidly decayed into cold, ice cold, everywhere. Oh! I are dead. Try again. Huh. I think next time... you know, I kind of went into my own branching path because, like, I wanted to see the alternate endings rather than doing, like, the actual, like, story myself. But, wow, that was actually really well written. Hopefully soon I'll be able to, like, fix the video files to actually, like, cooperate with my computer. But that was actually really well. Obviously, I will be posting more videos about this, and I'm trying to get all the endings. I'm going to see how many endings there are for this this game, and I'm going to be doing all of them. So, yeah, thank you all so very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And remember, guys, always, and I do mean always, stay salty. And if there's a crazy bitch with blood seeping down her legs, don't just assume it's her period, because that's insensitive, you prick. Anyways, see you guys next time. Oh, didn't mean to.